Why stop there?
Let me see.
Just play the original. You know what? Baby, don't hurt me. There you go. No, that's not the original.
It's not the original, but. What's funny is in the video for this, they're like doing the head bob. But the chick that's in it, it's that new rapper, whatever her name is.
Ice Spice?
Coy Leray. And
Dude,
I'm like, she doesn't even know what that's from. Like,
you don't
they're
know
having to do the head bob. Yeah,
you don't know the
head bob in the video, and I'm like, dude, she's like, what is she like, 19, 20? Like, how old is this girl? She doesn't even know what this is from. I'm like, whatever.
This has been another old head moment.
No, the old head moment would be if we played the actual version of that.
I'm waiting. Yeah, you know what?
Look at this picture. Hold on. Can you see this?
Yep. What you know about that? What's the problem? Can you
know about that?
What you know about that Hathaway? You don't know nothing about that. LaCroix. What's that one rapper's name?
Coy Leray.
Coy Leray. I said LaCroix.
What you know about that LaCroix? It's definitely an old head moment now. It's like that SNL video of
Jim
Alexa.
Carrey. What?
No, I was gonna say Alexa when they're calling Alexa all the different names because they're so old.
See, I'm so old. I don't even know what
I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's funny though.
What is up? And
we've been recording.
Yeah, we've been recording.
Okay, all right. What's up?
What is up? And welcome back to the Ready Player Lift podcast, your favorite show about games and games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm your host Milo, here with my remotely special. What would you call
remote?
Fully on location.
On location
from the reporting live.
Reporting live.
What's it like out there?
Can
you explain before?
It's perfect.
I guess I'm sorry to run over you. You want to tell everyone where you are?
Yeah, I'm not in the United States. I'm currently in Mexico for a little while. Yeah, in Mexico. Mm-hmm. And this is the first time that this is the Ready Player Lift first time we've ever done an episode, a worldwide episode
from another country.
What would you call it? From another country, an episode from an
what would you call this?
Different country.
This is a special episode.
Yeah,
it is a
Ready Player Lift worldwide. It's like that. What's that? Step Brothers.
there's I get what you're saying. There's a special, like, it's killing me. Like, there's certain episodes, like a special episode. There's a name for it, and I can't think of it right now.
It's gonna pop in your head at the last second.
Well,
special edition, special.
Why is it so?
What's the word? It's a very special episode.
A special event.
I did the best I could. As you can see, I'm in a room with nothing. I don't have my toys and my cool background, but I got some lights. So I mean, there's that. I tried to make it look a little, keep the style.
Make some effort.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit of effort. Keep the Ready Player Live style in there. But yeah.
Well, before I'm glad you made it. I actually there's been a few times where I'm like, oh, he hasn't answered. It's been 8 hours. I hope everything's okay. Because, I might have some apprehension.
Send in the Coast Guard.
Oh, God. Oh, dear God, my friend. What episode? So season 8, episode 3.
Sure, I think
Season 8, episode 3.
I think so. Let me see.
Welcome.
Is it
Season 8, episode 3?
Sorry. You're right. You're very correct. Yeah, I'm sitting here looking through my files.
Season 8, episode 3.
Yeah.
If you are a repeat listener, thank you for coming back.
Thank you.
And if you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe, follow, and share the show.
Yes.
Let's go. All right. So it has been a little while. Before we begin,
we've been trying.
We've been trying. Before we begin, I want to say thank you to you.
The listener.
No, to you, the host. Just
Why-
thank you
why-
for because if I was gone, if I was in like vacation mode, the last thing I'd want to do is sit down and work
because I'm.
But the fact that you made the time and you brought all your stuff over, I really appreciate
I figured
that.
this would be really cool to have this an episode like this, and in the future maybe even try and I can do a little more with my setting.
It's a nice setting.
and make it a little more something.
A little more or less
for now.
Jail.
Yeah. Less prison wall.
All right. So this is going to be, if you haven't realized it yet, Jerell and I, this podcast is for fun. We love to use this opportunity when we record to basically catch up. Basically, I haven't seen this guy in a little bit. We text most of the time. So it is nice to catch up with you. Yeah, it's really nice to catch up with you, and it's really nice. I want to get your take on a few things tonight. I think now is the time to have a few discussions, a few debates, and I want to really just give you some takes of mine on the list of things we have to discuss tonight. The first thing that I want to bring up is, and I'm going to ask you, I'm just going to throw the ball at you, and I'm just going to pitch it.
Asking all them questions.
I'm going to ask you a question.
All right.
Because what better way to open this show in the special circumstance? You're traveling, you're living your life,
out of the country.
So I want to ask you.
Okay.
All right. Because a lot of people, they do pay attention to you, and they watch. A lot of people like to watch. I like to watch you. They like to watch you, and they like to see what you're doing, and so they would maybe think that you're a motivational guy. And a lot of times, when we do our gains side of the show, I kind of pitch the motivational speak, and then you kind of run with it. But I want to just ask you just a straight up question.
Okay.
Because I already know the answer. And I know I already got it out of you about a week ago.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Jerell and I, we sit down and we make topics and we decide, hey, let's try this. Let's maybe speak on this. But we don't really like plan it. We don't really.
Yeah, it's like more like bullet points.
Yes.
Like brainstorming, like. Yeah, that's good. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. But we don't know what we're going to say just quite yet. Yeah. Anyway,
right. So
which bullet point are you gravitating towards?
If you
the
could,
question. Yeah, the question.
It's down there. It's Jerell.
Okay.
If
Milo.
Ready Player Lift had a philosophy, so if us as showrunners, podcasters, brand owners, if we had a philosophy, what would you say, like our motto, like what is our mantra?
Aside
What is the
aside
mantra?
from gains and games, It's got, I think, the same gains and games. About the same amount of syllables. I'm counting in my head here. I would say live your life, which I actually see right here. You did, right? But yeah, I'm assuming that's where you're gravitating towards. Live your life, because like we kind of try to push that a little bit pretty often, like where people get kind of wound up and wrapped up in everything else going on in other people's lives or social media or whatever else, and it's just like, dude, who cares? Like, we're here for your source of inspiration, your source of motivation to help you get through any of the difficult times that you're going through, or just to kind of give you that extra push for a day or a week or month or whatever. But it's like, at the same time, like, we want you to be you. Like, we want you to live your life on your terms, do your thing, do it your way, stay in your lane, do like all of that. It's kind of like we do that ourselves because, like, and I get it, because it's hard sometimes. Like, you look at other people and you're like, oh man, like for example, for us, it's like, man, I want to be crazy jacked and just shredded and this and this and that and be on stage and blah 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 blah. But at the same time, it's like, is that for us? Like, is that for me? Like, because you've pushed it on me a few times, even where you're like, oh, you should do this or you should do that, and I'm like, maybe, and then at the end of the day, I'm like, like, it's just not for me. It's not for me. Like, and that's okay. Like, I feel like if you're living your life, you're not freaking broke all the time, you're able to, go out every once in a while, put gas in your car, buy your kids some things here and there, like, and you're still alive, like, you're still healthy, like, I think you're succeeding pretty well. Like, I wouldn't look at your life as like negative, or look at your situation as negative. Like, just because just because we're not freaking millionaires doesn't mean like we're not successful. Like, you can still be successful on a lower scale. It just depends on like where you want to be, what you want to do. And like, if you want to go do this, then go do this. If you don't and you're cool where you're at, cool. Like, as long as you feel comfortable where you're at, your life's not in danger or threatened, and you're not like paranoid every single day because you hear, wherever you live, you hear nothing but gunshots or something. You know what I mean? Like, like, live your life, but at the same time, like, do it on your terms, your way. Like, if what we do and if the things that we do and the things that we say and how you perceive us is helpful to you, and if it's motivating to you and it makes you want to be better and do more and achieve more, then awesome. I love it. I'm all for it. But at the same time, if you're like, nah, I'm gonna stay down here, cool, you stay down there. Like, and that's fine. That's fine also. But yeah, I don't know if that's kind of where you're going with that.
That is exactly
kind of took it a little far. But
no, that's actually that. I ask you this, right, because man, how long have we been doing this pod? How long have we been doing this?
Since I got on a couple years, but I want to say it's coming up on 3.
It's coming up on 3 years.
Yeah, at the end of the year.
Yeah, so
which is crazy.
It's insane. We're gonna have to do.
We got a 3-year-old.
Yeah, we got a little baby. I just ask you this, and it's. I always wonder, like, what do the people get the most when they tune into our pod? When I run into people, right? And so when I run into people, and they are out there, they say it always shocks me, and I'm gonna humble myself here right now. When I run into someone, or if I speak to someone, and if they say they checked out the pod, or they like what we're doing, or they watch the YouTube channel, they always say that we motivate them, where they say like,
That's
you know,
cool.
yeah, like you guys are really, like we inspire people, and I sometimes forget what that responsibility means. And I don't mean to be, like, it's not that I don't care, because I care very much, but I forget that people, they don't just tune in to like get our thoughts on like the Flash, which we will definitely do that.
That's good.
A lot of times, you know, we forget that we are modeling that mantra.
Yeah.
And it's easy to forget, like, someone could see this and someone could want to be like this. Someone could see, wow, like
say,
they're
oh, I want to do that,
right,
or I want to be that or there, or
right,
whatever. Like,
right. So and I'm not saying we have like this like magical answer to life. Like, you and I make mistakes all the time.
We've made plenty of mistakes and still do. That's a part of life and being a human. Right? Nobody's perfect. We're all gonna make mistakes. I think it's just the not only learning from your mistakes, but moving forward, like regardless of what happened, and being able to acknowledge when you're wrong, being able to accept that, and then try and make it so that you don't fall back into that, you know, because I was like that for a long time too, just myself. Like, I was very like, everything has to be this way and no other way. Like, and I was, what's the best way to put it? Like, controlling-ish.
You were just set in your ways. You were,
but like very like almost like too much. Where it's like, okay, guy, calm down, you know. And that's one of those things too. Like, I don't know if it's something that comes with age, something that comes with time, something that comes with listening to other people, also, you know, which I didn't really have. So there's that. So yeah, if we're saying if you're younger than us, if we're saying something that you're like, yeah, I want to be like those guys, or you gravitate towards us for whatever reason, then we appreciate that. Thank you, obviously. But also, like, a lot of stuff that we say it doesn't come from nowhere. Like, we don't just make stuff up. Like, it's experience. It's from life. Stuff that we've either gone through ourselves or experienced close enough to where we can, you know, we're able to duck and dodge certain things based on watching other people, you know, if that makes sense. Milo, I don't know, but I'm kind of rambling at this point.
You're fine.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we were having a discussion the other day where, of being like hyper aware, like, of our surroundings, right? And that whole conversation of how like we learned that growing up because we didn't grow up in great neighborhoods, and we learned it by watching other people do dumb stuff and being like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this instead. Or, I don't want to be around this when the cops show up. Like,
it really comes down to, it comes down to, I get what you're saying. So, so basically Jerell is saying, that certain people have, what some may refer to as street smarts. Certain people do not have the common sense to understand what's going on in front of them. What it comes down to is, in my opinion, either you have it or you do not. If you don't, how can I word it?
We didn't have the mentors or the people really to kind of help us with that. Like, we kind of had to figure that stuff out on our own a lot of the times. Like, we didn't have, you know, a father figure per se, or, you know, in our lives to kind of say, hey, do this, don't do that. Like we just kind of had to
How about this?
figure it out. Like we had to stumble across it ourselves, figure it out.
How about this? And then we'll switch gears.
Okay.
We listener. So I'm not talking to you, Jerell. Like you're not talking to me. We're speaking to our audience, right? Listener. What it comes down to, I don't know. I lost my thought.
I was like,
yeah,
everyone's sitting there listening.
Well, we're waiting.
Yeah, no, I lost my thought.
Like, huh?
No, I completely, no, I that's gone.
Crickets. Even the crickets are sitting there with their cup of tea.
No, well, yeah, I completely rambled and lost it.
Yeah, Ready, Pray, Lift mantra, live your life. If what we say is helpful, then we're glad. We thank you. If there's any other questions or advices that you want from two older guys, then hit us up. Let us know. We're here. We're proud to be mentors to the younger folk, and anyone else. Even if you're older and you're like, man, help me. We're here. So
yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Switching gears.
What
Oh man.
are you playing?
Oh, I knew he was going to go to the video games route. I'm currently playing Angry Birds 2 on the iPhone. No, I'm not kidding at all. I'm actually playing Angry Birds 2. I randomly decided to, I wonder if Angry Birds still exists. And so I searched in the App Store, and the original Angry Birds does not exist, or at least it didn't. And there was Angry Birds 2. So I was like, I'll check it out. And it's a pain in the ass because there's way more ads, and it's way pushing like, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that, upgrade this. And it's just like, just want to throw these birds.
Yeah, back in the day, all you needed was your little iPhone, and
you didn't have to do. Yeah,
that was it. You didn't have to pay to win.
Throw the bird across the screen, a little bit of enjoyment, and that's it. And that's but yeah. So it's Angry Birds 2 is it's a little obnoxious with the ads. It's a little annoying, but it's still basically the same.
Birds.
It's kind of neat. It's fun.
And here I thought, I
was gonna continue. I'm gonna tell you what else I'm playing. I finally got a chance to, and this sucks because like I have the free time, right? I'm able to play, but I also have my children, and so my son Jacob has basically hijacked Tears of the Kingdom, and has just been going to town on that game, Zelda, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll get to play someday, haha, in the background as he's going. And then one day, finally, Chad, if you want to play, you can play. And it's always like the most inopportune time. It's like I'm washing the dishes, or I'm cooking, or I'm clearly busy doing something else. Hey, Dad, if you want to play this game, you can play. And I'm like, thanks, kid. Hands me the Switch, and it's like at 30%. Thanks. Like, come on, bro. But so he's been playing it like crazy. It's been pretty cool. I watched some of it with him, and then I finally got a chance last week to start it. And I'll tell you what, it's been pretty cool so far. Like it feels just like Breath of the Wild, but even cooler. Like the stuff that you can do in it is pretty wild. Like it's like, man, this is neat. Like,
did we get a chance to speak on this on the last episode, or?
We have been talking about Tears of the Kingdom for a little while. Before it came out, we were talking about how much we were going to play it and talk about it once it came out.
But we haven't actually done a...
No, because the game came out when we recorded before, like right before the game came out.
Gotcha.
Or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. But we haven't had a chance to. But I have seen so much footage of all kinds of cool stuff. The crazy builds you can do, just like like it's like on another level, and it's so cool. Like I'm barely beginning, right? So I I just started. I'm up in the sky. I finished a bunch of stuff in the sky. I'm down on Hyrule now, and I'm kind of trying to explore the map but it's neat because it's basically Breath of the Wild again, but like with more, like you can do more, like, and so it's neat. The only annoying thing for me is like, dang it, I'm starting over. Like you basically
They did that really well.
Start from scratch. Like
I will say, yeah, the way they weakened you, because you start the game with 30 hearts and you're completely like,
it's like, oh,
OP.
This is dope. Okay.
But the way they made you
Master
lose
Sword.
your arm.
Oh, sorry, spoilers, by the way. I assume.
I think the first 5 minutes of the game are probably fair game.
Yeah. Also, I feel like if by now, so it's what, July.
Yeah, it's been out for over a month.
Yeah, it's July now, so it's like it's been out for a month. Anyone who has wanted to play it probably has at least started it by now. So, sorry if we spoiled that little tidbit, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have much of a take on Tears of the Kingdom because I am not really that far into it. I agree with you though.
Are you kind of like where I'm at then? Did you finish the beginner stuff in the sky?
Yeah, of course. And I'm down in Hyrule.
And then you're down on Hyrule now. Okay.
So I'm like doing stuff.
We're like the same, about the same then probably, because I haven't really done anything yet on the ground. Like I got down there and I'm like, oh, okay.
There's much to do.
There's all these stations to build stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is Breath of the Wild. But then it's funny because there's like the little pigs here and there, just kind of walking around randomly by themselves, and I'm like, what? Like this is different. And the little shrines are different, and they're easier. I don't know if you've done a few.
I've done a few. I didn't really have.
You're like, man, these are super easy. Like,
yeah.
They're like way easier than the other. The Breath of the Wild had a few of them in Breath of the Wild. You're like, oh my god.
All right, off to YouTube, and then you like watch the walkthrough.
Trying to figure out like how you're supposed to beat this one. But so far, Tears of the Kingdom, they've been super easy. But I'm excited to continue playing the game. I'm excited to get further on and build some of the cool stuff. Some of the stuff I've seen. Some of the builds that people have done. I've been watching a ton of videos where I'm just like, dude, this is amazing. Like, I'm going to build that, you know. But yeah, so far, I'm absolutely digging it. I freaking love it. I'm going to try and play it more if I can. I don't really have many options out here right now because I only have my Switch, you know. So,
well,
I'm limited. It's funny. The first week I was here, I was like this close. My fingers are really close together right now. This close to buying
like a
PS5.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
Just have it, leave it up there.
I saw it at like Sam's Club or whatever, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, you could just walk in and buy one.
I
bought one.
Or another Xbox. I'm like, what?
Well, the fact that you can just go into the store and like get a PlayStation 5 now is like insane.
Yeah.
Because it was impossible.
Was it 3 years ago when it first freaking came out or whatever? It was like, yeah, good luck.
Yeah, it's paid double.
It was a total joke. But
now,
so you got one then, huh?
I did buy a PS5. I will say that it is a wrap. All that hype we talked about, freaking Game Pass,
Xbox,
and all this. Yeah, this is the best. F that. I'm out.
Yeah, huh? You're all about.
I'm back home. I'm home.
Back on the PlayStation.
I am.
Yeah, but you got to buy games.
When I was
a child, buy games again. Right?
Yes and no. Let me explain.
Okay. I'm like,
let me give you a brief overview. Growing up, Jerell, I was a Nintendo kid. I got the Zelda tattoo. Had the SNES.
Zelda tattoo in your arm.
I had the SNES. I had the N64. Mm-hmm. I had it all.
GameCube.
But then the PlayStation released.
3?
PlayStation 1.
Oh, the first, okay.
And that was it for me.
That came out at the same time as 64.
Yeah, so I had both. I like to have it all.
Lucky son of a gun.
My mom worked really hard. She worked really hard to make sure that I had.
Milo talks about growing up poor. Son of you had 2 video
He
game
had
consoles. You
nothing.
goddamn liar. You didn't have anything else in the house except this.
Well, it was between that and like
PlayStation.
sports,
Food.
you know. I mean, food. I mean, it cost like cleats
Mom,
cost
you give
money.
Me this PlayStation, but you're not gonna be able to eat for a month, son. I don't care.
I don't care. I have always been a PlayStation supporter, you know, and so I got a point here. When when the PS5 dropped, I was upset. I was mad.
I was. That's all I wanted. I didn't.
That's
even
all I
want
wanted.
the Xbox.
I didn't care
to be
about
honest,
it.
I didn't. I wanted the PS5.
You know what we
because
did? We
I'm the same. I
settled.
PS4. Yeah. Well, we
You had
said we had no choice.
We have a choice. And man,
no
now
choice.
and now that I have it, I got it right. Well, no, I got
Is it backwards compatible?
It
by the way?
is. So I actually do have access to a lot of my downloads. Yeah,
Oh.
so I went ahead.
So can you? Well, it doesn't have a disc thing, does it?
It does.
Or does it?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I got the disc version.
Yeah. Okay. Because
and-
I have so many PS4 games. So for me, if I'm gonna get a PS5, like
Yeah, you can just pop them right in.
I
You'll be fine.
need to. Okay. All right.
But
'Cause
you got to
otherwise
make sure.
it's-
Yeah, you get the
otherwise it's
disc version.
pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I will never go back. I mean, well, no. I mean, I'll play
Never
both.
gonna play his Xbox again.
I will because I have a really good collection there. But man, now this is not the Milo brags about his new PS5 podcast.
Okay.
But I am just happy to say that I'm back. What am I playing?
What are you playing?
A lot, actually.
Oh,
I've been like getting
on
it in.
the PS5.
Yeah.
I
Let's see.
see you had a VR headset back there
I
too.
got
Is
the
that-
VR. Man, that is
link-
insane.
Is that linked to the PS5 too, or no?
It does. So I got
Does it? Okay.
yeah.
My son has one of those damn things.
Yeah.
I've never put it on.
You need to put it on.
Well, for me, the main reason why I have not put it on is because I've seen him wearing it enough, and it looks so freaking dumb to me that I'm just like, this is dumb. Like,
It is not dumb.
I'm not putting this on.
You know what? I told this is official. Ready Player
Okay.
Lift listeners, I have invited Jerell to my home.
Okay.
And when you come over here and we crack
to
open a beer,
put on the VR headset.
I challenge you to try give it a whirl. Because man,
I'm gonna end up punching your TV.
I did not get any. Let me tell you what.
Kid or something.
Okay, so my fiance and I. So I can say that now. Fiance.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. My fiance.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm getting married, guys.
A lot of Ready Player Live first today. I'm in another country episode. Milo is life is really about to change. getting linked up.
Getting hitched. So yeah. So my fiance and I. Thanks for that, Jerell. I appreciate that support.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So we bought the VR. So all right. So we had a hard time in the family. All right. So let's keep it real. Had a loss in the family. We had a death in the family. So we decided to, hey, why not? Let's get our mind off of this and let's just get something nice and just forget
Live
about
your
it.
life.
But man, this VR is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, okay.
Like
So you're saying I should put it on see, that's the thing too. Like, I'm gonna put it on the one my son had because it's the Oculus whatever, right? Like,
no, it's the VR2.
Or it's a different one.
It's the VR2, yeah. But the Oculus is pretty much like the same.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like my thing is like also, I think it looks dumb because how he looks when he's wearing it.
All of that
no
when you're
offense,
in the game goes
but
away.
then,
Yeah, hey, don't say that.
But
He looks very cool.
then my other side of it is I'm gonna put it on and be like, I love this thing, and then start buying all kinds of damn games and everything else that I'm never gonna get to play anyway, and I'm just wasting.
You know what I played? What I played?
What'd you play?
In VR. When I tell you, you're gonna get upset. I don't know if you want to know.
Tell me.
I played No Man's Sky in VR.
Oh,
yeah, dude, I was
throwback.
Yeah, dude, it is an entirely
Okay.
different experience. Let me tell you what.
Huh? Interesting.
Yeah, imagine that. Now it's
That is
insane.
That's got to be pretty nuts. Yeah.
I will
'Cause
say this.
yeah, that was like my game for a
It's
long
the
time.
game. I will say this. You know how with No Man's Sky, there's a lot of menu. It's like menu, craft. There's a lot of like crafting and
A lot of crafting, yeah.
inventory.
Got to gather in.
So like you have to do it in VR with like your hand, you know, and you have to like click on your inventory and scan stuff. It's
wow.
crazy, but it's like super complicated.
You're like with the laser.
To get your gun,
blast
check it out.
stuff.
Yeah, you know the laser.
Oh, you actually grab
you have
your
to like
gun.
you have to like move the handle,
No kidding.
the controller, and it senses you, and you like
Huh.
yeah, and then you start like it's
cool.
wild, and then
That's pretty cool.
flying your spaceship, of course, as anyone can imagine. One of the craziest experiences of my life, dude. I like flew into space, and like I looked, and it tracks your head, right?
So
You could look
around.
all over. Dude, I was like in space, and I looked over, and I'm like, oh shit, there goes Saturn. Like, that's
Oh, man.
insane. Like,
It's so cool.
and it's the scale of it is like, like this. It's like the size of like an actual planet in your head, like in the game. It's crazy, dude. Run,
dang
don't walk. To what is it, Sam's Club?
Yeah.
Yeah, run, don't walk.
And get a
To
PS5.
Sam's Club and get a PS5
Get yourself a PS5 today.
and get that VR 2. Anyway, so I'm playing that, and then I'm playing what else am I playing? I'm playing Final Fantasy 16.
Okay. Can't
And-
get enough of his Final Fantasy.
And-
That's on the PS5.
That's on the PS5 only. And I am also dabbling in Diablo 4. Let's go.
Diablo 4, Milo's game.
So after multiple,
I think you know what's funny is like I feel like I'm the only person who does not give a crap about Diablo at all.
it's not.
in any way, shape.
Well, you know
or
what the
form.
problem
and
is?
I think it's also because I didn't play Diablo when it
Neither did
Diablo
I.
1.
I didn't either.
Like back in the when it first came out back in the day. I'm sure you played it.
No,
when you were younger.
actually, nope.
Never
My
played.
my first
So
experience
you really
with
have no excuse then. 'Cause there's not even this nostalgia in it. That game is
maybe
just
it's just good.
it's so
My
it's
first.
dry.
You're dry.
So
You're dry.
ugh.
What?
It's
You haven't even
it's not
played
for me. I played it with you. Yeah, I played it with you.
No, you
Mike,
didn't.
And I played.
Oh, wait, yeah, you did.
Yeah, we played online for a little while, and I remember because I was just like,
This sucks.
what? Like,
I will say that
because we played Diablo 3.
we played.
or 2,
Okay, so okay.
I don't remember.
So
Anyway, okay. Diablo 4. Milo's playing. Go for it.
well, now that you like completely like
You just shat.
you just shat all over my Diablo.
Diablo 4, the greatest game that has ever
It's
crossed the PS5. Milo's going to explain it now.
after
Okay.
multiple betas and years of teases.
Yeah, I was going to say it's supposed to be out a while ago, right?
The game is finally available on both consoles and PC. But even if you're familiar with Diablo 3 or other games in the series,
Oh, it's different.
Blizzard has modernized Diablo 4 in some very surprising ways, including
Okay.
both MMO and open world elements. Open world elements, do you know what that means?
Uh-huh. That's nice, though. That's
Do you-
kind of cool.
So it's always
So
online.
It's not so, yeah. It's not so restricted.
Yeah.
Like where you have to do this and that. Like
It's very, that's a
you can
really
kinda
good,
do whatever.
that's a
You can
good,
kinda do whatever you
that's a
want.
good assumption there. Yeah. So the game is very, it's very good. It's very, very big. So so the open world thing is very true. I mean, there's a lot of land to cover. You eventually get a mount. So you get a horse, so you can traverse this open world.
So that's nice.
Man,
Probably
oh man.
faster.
I don't know how to pitch this game to you so that you would actually like give it a try. Like I don't know how to like tell you like you need to, because I've already tried it. And
The listener. Or are you talking to me again?
well, you are listening technically. So
Dude, I'm not playing the game.
switching gears.
You know, it's funny. You're talking about talking about how long it was in beta, and didn't we just talk about recently? What's it called? Just like got completely removed or something.
Multiverses has been canceled,
dude. The game that should have been, I mean, it was phenomenal for what it was for a while, but like, it was stuck in beta forever, and there was just like, it got to a point where it was like, are you gonna do something with this game? Like, there needs to be more at this point. Like, you've had this game on here for so long, you've added all these characters, like, but yet you could only do so much. And yeah, I guess they finally just said
I'm actually I'm
canceled it or whatever.
I
right?
am
or just removed it.
I
Like,
am fact checking.
know. Okay.
I am fact checking. So Multiverses now totally offline.
Yeah.
Full game will return in 2024. So if you actually, not that we did this, but if you actually paid money, if you
that sucks. Yeah.
there's nothing
So do you think it's gonna stay whatever you had, whatever your progress was, everything that you worked for? Because there was people on there, dude, that had leveled up, man. The Iron Giant, like some people on there leveled up.
It doesn't matter.
Their characters.
None of it matters.
So what you're saying is like, all that's gone.
All of it was for naught.
And it was for nothing.
Dude, that's weak, man. I'd be so mad. Like, I'd be real. Like, if I spent significant amount of time on there
And money.
just like, yeah, because a lot of people probably spent a good chunk of change leveling
For like the outfits and stuff like that. Like that stuff was not free.
Yep. Dude.
I don't know why you had to take us there, but you did.
It just made me. It reminded me with the beta, with the whole beta.
It was
talk.
such a good time.
Wait a minute. Yeah, it's such a good game too, man. Like, that's disappointing. That's actually.
You know what else was disappointing?
It's not as disappointing though.
You beat me to it.
Hit us both at the same time. You got to be faster than that.
Switching gears
fast. The Flash movie, DC's The Flash. Oh.
Before you begin, I'm going to do something different before we completely trash. Before we trash The Flash.
If you have not, if you're a DC fan and you have not seen The Flash,
go ahead and wait 2 weeks because it's going to be on freaking Max.
Yeah, or just don't.
Or
like,
don't.
I mean, it's meaningless. That's the sad thing about it. And I guess we can throw out, I don't know, spoiler alert, I guess? All right. We'll throw it out there just in case you actually don't want to listen to us and watch it anyway. Spoiler alert right now. We're going to talk about The Flash for a little while. And go.
Before you begin,
Okay.
I am going to do something a little bit different tonight.
Okay.
I'm going to try my best because I'm going to try my best to say something nice about this movie because
there's a few things we can say nice. Yes.
I was I really liked it at first. Okay.
We were bamboozled.
Well,
is what we were.
We were definitely
We were bamboozled.
But walking out of the,
and I also did like it at first.
Walking out of the theater, I felt pretty good. I didn't hate it. But
I
then
didn't completely hate it until I thought about it. And
but then I started to think about it, and then I thought
it
about
was all completely meaningless. That was for me. It was it. I didn't walk out like, oh, that was a good movie. Like, at the end of the movie, I was like, okay, what, dude? Like, what just happened? This was all just meaningless. Like, none of this mattered. Like, literally, the entire movie didn't matter. Like, everything that happened in the movie just It was like you didn't like nothing. It was for nothing. It didn't set anything up. It didn't help anything. The only thing I guess I should say it helped people who don't know anything about the Flash. It helped them understand the fact that the Flash can run so fast that he can go back in time, and he can change things in time, and that's it. Like that's the only thing it really like explained to anybody. If you didn't know, is like there's a multiverse. The Flash is capable of moving so fast he can go into alternate realities and into the past and change things in the past. But like that was it. Like everything else was meaningless.
Here's what I liked. All right, so I'm gonna get on the.
I'm gonna go on the
get on
first.
the ledge. I'm gonna get on the podium, and I will give you an honest take. Here's what I liked about the Flash.
Supergirl.
Yeah, Supergirl. Although underused, was
Very
still
underused.
very solid.
And you know what sucks is I guess the fight scene outside of the prison when she first escapes was actually longer. It was slated to be way longer. She's like, I watched the interview with her and she's like, yeah, I did a ton of stunts for that.
This poor girl.
That scene, and she's like, I think they ended up shortening it or changing it because it was like pushing like
too violent,
more of an R. Yeah, like it was too violent. Which is like.
So Supergirl, shout out to what's her name,
Sasha. Mm-hmm.
Great actress, and a lot of people agree that she did very well.
Dude, she was solid. Yeah, it was awesome.
I was disappointed. So I'm going to go into like the disappointment. I'm having a hard time saying something nice already.
What did you like? I liked the way he ran. No.
I liked that they used Danny Elfman's theme. Dude, I don't know, like.
Yeah, I liked certain aspects of it. They definitely hit the fan service with the
Keaton.
No, I was gonna say with the original
Burton's
Supermans,
Batman?
the original Supermans, and
oh yeah, you mean
Nicolas
just
Cage,
all the
Superman,
cameos?
and like
See, I didn't like that. I didn't like
all
that.
the little
By the
little cameos. They made it. That was kind of neat.
No,
they also made it so that those are all different.
But
universes.
Time out.
If that makes sense. But most
who
people
actually
don't really
knows?
know.
I was going to say, like, who knows about the Nicolas Cage thing?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to ask Janet, hey, Janet.
Yeah, she didn't get that at all. Like, she had no idea. Like, she liked the movie because and that's the thing. Like, I feel like if you know nothing about this at all in any way, shape, or form,
it's all right.
Then yes, this movie is entertaining.
But if you'll
breathe, like
eat and shit Batman like us.
Yeah. If you know anything at all about the characters, the comic, that universe, kind of how things are supposed to go and how they're not supposed to go, then this movie will kind of like make you mad.
It might
like,
piss you off.
Because there's a lot of stuff that's just like, okay, you know, he goes back in time to save his mom so she doesn't die, and fucks everything up anyway. Realizes that if you do this so much, you get to a point where nothing's going to change no matter what you do, and yet still at the end of the damn movie he changes
goes back
something.
and changes stuff anyway.
I'm like, you just spent the entire movie and then had that realization when your other Barry got stuck, which they kind of messed up too, because I'm going
say
like
something. Be nice. Be nice.
No, like they messed up too because the other Barry that caused all of that kept going back in time and wanting to save Supergirl and blah 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 blah. He essentially is supposed to be, and I assume that Barry that showed up at the end, that's all got
Dark
all
Flash
on him. He's supposed to be Savitar, I would assume, which is like Dark Flash. Like he's essentially a Barry that did what happened. Like he got stuck in that time loop so much where he's trying to fix it that he got corrupted. Yeah, and he became like how he was. But like they didn't even explain that really. And that character is kind of a big deal. Like he's not just like this toss away character, like to do that, so that was my thing too, was like they brought him into it in a sense, but then also just were like, you're dead, like you're gone,
like you said,
like that, and we're like,
a lot of it,
but nobody knows who this is. Like this
a lot of it,
than,
a lot of it was like you said
this.
for nothing.
And at the end, it was all for nothing. Like nothing. It was meaningless. Like
the thing that's
Batman
disappointing.
died, Supergirl died in that universe that he ended up in, and so it was all meaningless. And then even like how I already said, he still changed stuff anyway at the end, and then ended up in a different universe again with
The sad thing-
the George Clooney Batman.
The
where it
sad-
was like, what is
The sad thing about this, is that this was supposed to be like the reset, right? So this was
Yeah,
supposed to be the
I
all right.
know.
This was DC
Supposed to fix everything.
saying, all right, guys, we know that the DCU
messed
is a
up.
giant waste of time.
Yeah.
We know we're
We
working on
messed
it.
up.
We know. So that this was supposed to be like them like fixing it, sort of.
Yeah. And
But
they
really,
didn't,
it does.
like, at all.
It doesn't. It's just kind of like okay,
it,
like
it jumbled everything up even more so, and made it even more a mess, because now it's like, okay, so now the Flash still isn't back.
And he-
in
the
his
funniest thing-
normal
here's- check this
universe.
out.
He's in this.
check this out.
He's in an alternate universe. And it's just like,
The funny thing is, can we, a spoiler alert, I guess, if you give a shit about the Flash. Spoiler alert. The end,
The spoiler.
well, this is like the end of the
Oh,
movie.
another spoiler. Okay.
The ultimate cameo. So who at the end shows up other than George Clooney?
George Clooney.
So the
yeah.
funny thing about this whole
My
ending.
kids were like, "Who's that?
Who's
guy?"
that? Exactly.
Nobody knows. Like
This is why the movie
dumbest
fails.
part about it too. Yeah, like a lot of the cameos fell flat because it's like
Nobody
a lot
cares.
of people don't know. Like not everyone knows who these people are, like who these characters are.
I just think
like-
it's hilarious that the Flash, ultimately at the end of his story, Ezra's
still
Flash,
freaking-
he's forever banished into like the George Clooney Batman universe.
I guess
Like he's like, which is,
is
like
that like yeah like is that so is that the reset?
he's like in that universe now
Is that
with
how
like
they get
George
is that how
Clooney
they
and
get rid
Chris
of-
O'Donnell
Yeah, is that how they get rid of
and Alicia Silverstone.
What's his face that plays the Flash? Ezra Miller. Is that how they get?
They just banished him to George Clooney's universe
That's
with
essentially
Uma
how
Thurman's.
how they wrote out his character or his version of the Flash, and now so the reset is going to be they're going to use a different actor to play the Flash, and it'll be a whole nother. That's funny. I mean, I
What
don't
can
know.
we
Who
say
knows, but
that hasn't been said?
the
about
only
this
thing I
movie?
hope at this point is they figure out some way to bring back Sasha Calle and have her own maybe a
Here's my
different
thought.
universe version of her, just do her own thing, have a
As
story of her own. Like, dude, that would be so cool.
as great
Like,
as
she
she
was
was, she was awesome. As great as she
Yeah.
was, I gotta take for you.
Hmm.
She needs to go. Anything
You don't
old
think she could hold
needs
up,
to,
like, the-
just they need to just scrap it
Yeah.
all,
Yeah,
and they need to
Sadly.
let James Gunn do his thing, and hope for the best.
yeah.
They,
Well, what
enough
they
of the
should have
crossovers,
done-
enough of this.
Yeah.
Let the
It's
Joker
too
be
late.
its thing. Let Matt Reeves Batman be its thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like let it just stop with all of the.
It's too late now.
the
but
crossovers.
They should have let Snyder just do it all. Just let Snyder handle it, and it would have been phenomenal. But
It's in the past.
shambles.
So now we got.
DC shambles, Marvel shambles. All
What
these
else we got?
superhero movies. Hey, at least we got Barbie though. I mean,
Oh, did you
Barbie's
see
coming
the
up.
the
Barbie's
double
coming up.
feature Barbieheimer?
yeah.
So it's just watch Barbie and then watch.
Freaking memes of the Spider-Man clip where Aunt May is
Praying.
praying at night. It's like, says like Barbie enjoyers watching Barbie
on release night. Opening night.
and then
The nuke.
Oppenheimer in the next theater over.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
Yeah, dude, So funny. That cracked
That
me up.
that drops.
I think it looks
what,
good
this
though,
week,
man.
right?
I'm not gonna lie. I think it's either this week or next. I can't remember,
Yeah, let
but
me look it
it's.
up. Let me look it up. Let me look it Hold
When the first teaser trailer came out, I was like, you know what? I think I actually want to see that. Like I don't know what this is,
yeah, a
but-
new Christopher Nolan movie. Why not?
Yeah.
So this movie drops. So
no. I was gonna say Barbie. I'm talking about Barbie.
enough with
But
Barbie.
also Oppenheimer, of course. Like anything Christopher Nolan, I'm gonna watch. Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
Yeah, I also
So
do want to see. I want to see them both.
Stunned and all right, hold on. I got to pop up. Hold on. I got an ad blocker and I'm still getting pop-ups. Stunned and emotionally recovering. So that's what people are saying about Nolan's. Is it Oppenheimer or Oppenheimer?
Either way, I don't know.
Nolan's Oppenheimer gets
Sure.
a glowing review. So this movie has already been previewed and is getting like standing
Oh, sure. Dude,
ovations.
it's like, yeah, I'm sure it's
like
phenomenal.
30-minute ovations. This is supposed to be one of the
Cillian Murphy, like dude, it's gonna be great. You know it's gonna be good, and there's a lot of people in it too.
I feel like it's
Right?
going to be it's obviously going to be a slow burn because I mean how
It's
like
a
I don't
Christopher
see it.
Nolan
I don't see it
movie.
happening.
Like,
I'll be
it's-
honest. You know what? I don't know how this movie's going to work.
You know,
like,
it's gonna be good.
I'm sure like it's going to be fantastic, but I just wonder like how do you make a movie
I'm sure it'll be
about
just very dramatic, like and
just the
intense.
lead up to like
Yeah, like I'm sure it's gonna be really intense. Yeah.
but we all know like what happens.
And then when you're done, you can go over next to the theater next to you and go get happy and watch Barbie. You know, why not? Double feature. Double feature it. Sure.
All right. What else we got?
There's a lot of stuff that has happened, but I don't know. It's weird.
We can take it anywhere you want.
It's weird because it's like always it's always like that that whole thing like you said before where stuff we write on here and the way the news happens and things happen so fast where it's like everyone's talking about this one thing now, but then the following week or within a few days even, like no one cares anymore. Like the Titanic sub the thing trying to explore the Titanic that is like no one cares anymore. That's on here. The new Spider-Man, phenomenal movie that Milo didn't even watch. That's Note is on here also. Great. Oh man, I'm like I finished it and I was like kind of upset because I knew it was about to be a to be continued. Just the way it was setting it up at the end. Sorry if I spoiled that. I'm sure
don't. I have
everybody
no
has
interest.
dude.
Like, don't
so
care.
Freaking good. If that's probably the only thing currently that Marvel has done right. Is the
And
freaking
Guardians,
Spider-Man? Well, yeah, Guardians. And that was James
which I
Gunn,
did
though,
see
like-
as well, and I was
Yeah.
going to do this whole like
Oh, that's right.
thing.
Because we were talking about how last
how
time,
shitty basically all
you-
comic book movies are, and
well,
I'm
also
done.
the fact that you hadn't, and the fact that you hadn't seen it, and I kept telling you to see it, and you're like, nah.
I will say, all right. So now's my chance to. All right. So let me make.
So basically, what's happening now is going to happen to you when you watch Spider-Man also.
Dude,
because
I just
I've been
don't
telling you to
care.
watch it, and you're just like, meh. When you watch it, you're like, damn it, God,
I've heard great things.
damn it.
All right.
You're so mad. It's so good. Anyway,
Okay. So I've prepared this.
you prepared a statement.
Dear
to the
Jerell,
board. This is a statement to the board.
dear Jerell, I'm sorry. You were right. No, but yeah. So I caught up and I went in to watch Guardians 3, and I will say that it was actually I was wrong.
Nice, right?
You
Yeah.
were right, and it was a very good send off to the characters.
Yeah.
It was very. I was emotionally. It was kind of sad.
Rocket, man. Yeah.
Wow, you know, if you were,
right?
if you
All
are
of
all of it, if you are a animal enjoyer, animal lover, It's kind of tough. You know, you watching these little animals, they're so cute, and you know, and I won't give it away because it needs to be seen. But I was surprised at how touching and got me in my feelings a little bit. I was like, wow, this is kind of heavy for like kids are like watching this. This is kind of weird, kind of intense. But yeah, I will say I liked it. I enjoyed it. If I could rate Guardians, I'd give it easily the best Marvel movie in a very long time for me.
Except for Spidey.
Well, it's not technically. It is Marvel, but it's like actually Sony.
Oh, it's Sony though too, right?
But it's not. It doesn't follow like the Marvel.
Yeah, I know what you're
animated.
saying.
Yeah. So
As
it's like it's in its own thing.
It's phenomenal.
As its own thing. I'll check it out. I'm sure, but I'm just not like. I'm not really in the like hurry to like go to the theater anymore. Like it can wait. Like, dude, Flash is gonna be out in like a week, 2 weeks.
Also, everything's getting dumped out.
Everything's getting so
streaming so fast.
Expensive.
And that
like
too.
Why the hell am I gonna go like drop like because you got to figure you go to let's say the Little Mermaid for example, so you got the wife, kid 1, kid 2, dude. By the time you're out of there, like that's like how many years worth of like Disney Plus that you just spent. So it's like I can wait. You know what?
Some things are just not as important.
Barbieheimer though cannot wait. Switching gears. What else we got? That might be it.
That might be a wrap. I don't know. I keep looking down at your Expendables 4 note. Geriatric park.
All right, I did have. All right, so we're gonna close the show, but first.
Sorry.
Keep going. The Expendables 4. Let's go.
They've been talking about this for a while, right?
What began 11 years ago?
The Expendables 4? No.
What began?
I was like, wait a minute.
Hold on. What began 11 years ago is finally coming to an end. The invincible veteran mercenary Barney Ross.
Shut up.
Played by Sylvester Stallone.
Barney? Not that Barney.
And his entourage.
Yeah, it's 2010. Yeah.
Will return.
First one came out.
Who's in this? Who's
this new one? Dude, there's a lot of people in it. I don't know if he's like trying to pass it on because there's like supposed to be a bunch of new people.
Here's the cast.
Because I know 50 Cent's in there, but like it's one of those where it's like, dude, the Expendables 3 came out almost 10 years ago.
So right? Here's the list.
2014 is when the Expendables 3 came out.
Check this out.
And now you're putting out a fourth? Like, calm down, man.
Well, it's like you said, he's probably, it's like the Indy Jones thing, which did drop, yesterday, right? Indiana Jones. Where they're like passing the baton.
I heard, I heard that movie was not great.
I heard it was better than
expected.
It was good enough to be better than the Crystal Skull. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Or whatever it's called. Yeah, whatever it's called.
Movie. They're just
the alien one.
You don't,
All right, so the cast for the Expendables 4.
Okay.
As you mentioned, famed rapper, famed lyricist, Curtis.
Famed
TV show person, Curtis Jackson, better known as 50 Cent.
Yeah.
So he's in there. Megan Fox.
Oh,
Megan Fox is
right.
in.
Yeah. My boy
As
Tony
Gina.
Ja.
Andy Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you know Andy Garcia, he's in there. Yeah, and Tony Jaa, which is
people,
you know who's in this movie?
Randy Couture again.
Eddie Hall.
Is he really? Okay. Oh yeah, I see that now. That's gonna be interesting. Okay. Got Eddie Hall in there. Oh, it's
aren't you happy for him?
Stallone's daughter's in here.
Eddie Hall.
I know. Well, it's good.
This is.
I don't know if he's gonna be a main, or if he's just like a side character. I don't know.
Famed strongman,
Yeah,
power lifter extraordinaire.
it's gonna be. I'm curious to see what.
I'm just
they have
happy to
him
hear that
doing.
he got like a role.
Yeah, that is cool. That's cool.
In
I'm obviously gonna watch it. Like I'm not gonna watch it, but at the same time, it's like one of those where like, man, y'all really kind of. It's like the Fast and Furious stuff where it's just like, bro, like at some point, it's just, come on, man.
The Expendables. By the time the first one came out, it was already like,
Yeah,
like it
that
should
was
have just been like a one and done.
Yeah,
You know, hey, here's all these epic actors you remember from the 80s.
Yep.
You know,
that was it.
here they go.
Expendables 2 was neat for the nostalgia.
It was great
for the other characters, like to
because-
have all the old characters. But that's it.
because they somehow wrangled one of my favorite actors ever, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see him come back.
The Expendables 2 actually essentially kind of revamped Jean-Claude Van Damme's acting career.
Well,
I
he
don't know if
came
you
back,
knew
but
this.
then
Like,
he like disappeared again. I don't know, I haven't
no,
heard.
like when that movie came out, like he actually ended up doing a bunch of other movies
Did he?
after that. Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
awesome.
Like he did a ton of other stuff. He had like a TV show for a while. Like it's cool.
When you think Jean-Claude Van Damme, what's your first thought? Like what? Just
blood sport.
you know what?
Sometimes him dancing also.
Yeah, that's the dancing scene in the bar and
Kickboxer. Pretty much all his classic old school movies. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, then they did Expendables 3, and it was just like obnoxious.
Maybe a little bit past its.
Dude, it was.
It's like the movie Taken, where like they should have just left it alone.
Yeah, dude. Expendables 3 was just like, okay, like they did way too much. It was so ridiculous. But
We call
the
it-
original Expendables though. Classic.
We joked about it, but it's true. Now, Ready Player Lift, we are not ageists. Like, we're not like making fun of like old people.
No.
But man, these guys, they're so old.
You get to a certain point where it's
Like
just
Sylvester Stallone, like for a while, he
you guys are in
was
your
looking really,
70s,
really,
man.
really
like,
solid.
This is not realistic anymore. Like I know it's a movie, but at the same time, it's like
Even Sylvester Stallone.
didn't he break his back like
Even-
on the first one, right? I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, he like broke his back.
It's sad
on the
to
first
say.
Expendables movie. It's like,
Yeah, it's sad to say
Dude.
that Sylvester Stallone, he was known for like really looking good for his age for a very long time.
yeah.
It's sad to say that he's starting to show, man. He's starting to look kind of.
I mean, that's what happens.
That's what
Like,
happens. It's gonna happen to you.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen
I
to
hope
you.
so. It's a blessing if you can live that long, man. Like you lived a good life. Like in my opinion, like a lot of people.
I don't
are like,
disagree.
I don't want to be old. Like
I mean,
I'm
I
okay
want to
with
be
it.
old
Like,
enough to
yeah,
enjoy my children
to
and
function.
grandchildren, and
Yeah, yeah.
But there's got to be a point where you're like,
Oh,
"Man,
okay.
like, I'm tired.
Yeah. Yeah, in 30 years, you ain't, no offense, but don't expect to be hearing us on the mic. Like, listen here, guys. Ready Player Lift with our backwards hats on.
We told you.
Fucking
You still don't listen.
Like, all right, Grandpa. I know it gets to that point where it's just you hang it up. It's the continuation. It's a newer chapter of the live your life mantra, where you just kind of do something different, do things in a different way, and kind of change it up. Like I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a different type of podcast when we're older or old. Like I don't know.
We'll be podcasting with the PlayStation VR 20.
Yeah. We'll be
We'll just
using our
beam right into
avatars
your-
that look exactly like us now, currently.
Yeah, we'll just beam right into your eyeballs.
It's good.
What else
It's
we got?
good, man. It's crazy.
This was a great time.
World. Why?
The first Ready Player Lift episode half in the U.S., half in Mexico, another country.
It's crazy.
And we did it. We got it done.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any? Do we have any closing thoughts before we end this?
As always, thank you, anybody and everybody who takes time out of their day to listen to these two knuckleheads and listen to things we have to say, and if you actually appreciate our advice and take anything in, and I don't know, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. I agree. So thank you for coming back to the Ready Player Live podcast. Like Jerell said, we hope you had a good time. If you have any suggestions, if you have any thoughts, if you want us to bring certain topics back, again, as always, we are open and happy and willing and able to follow what you want from us. So ask Ready Player Lift. I want to get that back going again.
Yeah, ask us some questions.
So ask us some questions. We did ask ourselves a question today, so that's how you know.
Yeah.
We're going to need a little bit from you guys. So that being said, thank you for following us. Please do not forget to check us out on YouTube.
Yeah.
That is where a lot of our we're trying to get our reach out there. So please help us and subscribe, share, anything you can do. We are forever grateful, and we are forever humbled that you even got it to this far.
Yeah.
You even got this far in the episode and you didn't hit stop yet. So if you're still here, thank you. Oh, and happy 4th of July.
Oh, that's right.
Before we close it out, if stay safe. Don't blow up your hand.
Yes, please be safe.
Just have a good time. All right, keep it clean.
Yeah.
Thank you for following, and we out.
We out.